Welcome to the Salem Kaiser Public Schools 18th Annual Indian Education Eagle Feather Graduation Celebration. I'm Michelle Gunter, the chair of the Parents Advisory Committee for the Salem Kaiser School District's Indian Education Program. To begin, I'd like to announce to you the West Coast Boys, our host drum for tonight. Please stand as they drum in the color guard, followed by our graduates. Please welcome to the podium, J.C. Rogers.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam?
Thank you, JC. I would like to ask John George to come forward. John is a member of the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde and is on Tribal Council. Please remain standing as John conducts the invocation.
L'chaim. It's quite an honor to be here this evening, to be able to bless these young men and women here this evening. And so, as they get ready to go through their life journey here, I'd just like to, thank you. A little bit taller. Thank you. So thank you. So, if we can bow our heads and give thanks. So, our Heavenly Father, our Creator, we thank you for this evening. This evening we lift up these young men and women who now are ready to take a new journey in life. We just ask that you watch over them and give blessings to them along their way. We thank you for the culture that they live in. You know, the lives, that how they were raised to be proud of their heritage. So we ask a blessing upon them. We ask a blessing upon their families, Lord, who have stood beside them and supported them through this young journey that they have taken. We ask you to watch over them as now they take their step into adulthood, into college, into the lives that they, have worked so hard as young children to grow into young adults. So Lord, we just ask you that you watch over them and guide them and protect them. And thank them for the knowledge that they've learned to set a foundation for them to continue on into whatever journey that they have decided to take. We thank you for them being born into a culture that is family-oriented and family-supported. We thank you for this Indian education program that allowed them to be who they were and who they are and who they will become. So this I ask upon their lives, that their spirit continues to live. In your name, we give you all the thanks. Amen.
Color guard, you may post the flags. You may be seated. The Indian Education Parents Advisory Committee has made gifts for this evening's volunteers. Thank you, John, the West Coast Boys, J.C. Rogers, the Color Guard, and Chris Cherry for being here to honor our students. This year, we have the largest graduating class in the history of our program. This class also has the highest percentage. This class also has the highest percentage of Indian education students who have participated in program activities such as summer school and Thursday evening family nights, some as early as elementary school. It is exciting to see the growth in the program and then the resulting growth in the lives of our students. Our graduates have reached a milestone in their lives where they will make a leap from adolescence to adulthood. What paths they choose in the next few years will impact the rest of their lives. This year, Indian Education is celebrating 57 students' completion of high school. Because we are honoring them, we need to also honor and thank the people who were instrumental in making this evening happen. Parents, we thank you for your support for your children in all their academic endeavors. Elders, we thank you all for being here and supporting supporting our program. You are needed to provide guidance from all of the wisdom you have gained. Our school board district superintendent, Paula Raddick, we greatly appreciate your support at the district level. And the chairman of the school board, Jim Green, thank you for being here. And we'd also like to acknowledge Kim Parshall, Assistant Superintendent, for being here. And the Director of Instructional Services, Sue Reiki Smith. The support you have provided for our program has been truly amazing. Thank you. K-12 Grants Planning and Support Coordinator, Melissa Wisner. We appreciate your input and leadership. We look forward to growing together with you as you lend your support and expertise to our Indian Education team. Indian Education staff, Shelby Olson Rogers. She is the program assistant for the Indian Education. She puts together the various programs such as literacy nights and summer school, which make Indian education so effective for our students, and writes grants to provide funding for these events. Shelby is the person whom we are able to obtain eagle feathers for tonight's gifting of graduates. Cheryl Peck is the Education Homeschool Liaison. She works with our seniors to assist them in the high school graduation process and beyond. Cheryl also heads up our cultural arts program and keeps families informed of opportunities through listserv and newsletter announcements. Hal Cooper is the Indian Education Instructional Assistant. Hal checks in with the students at the middle school and high school levels to connect with them with available services and programs. He has a degree in engineering, so we also put him to work tutoring middle and high school students in math during study halls. Kimberly Stevens is our very much appreciated, hardworking secretary. All of her behind-the-scenes efforts to keep Indian education organized, running smoothly, and looking good. We would also like to honor the following groups of people. I would like to acknowledge the members of the Parents Advisory Committee: Michael Cherry, Dana Burden-Rodriguez, Sarah Harvey, Langley Jones, Allison Gunter, Sarai Gallardo, Jennifer Wisner, and Kim Pitsley, and all of the parents who supported them. These people conducted many meetings and assisted with preparations for this evening's celebration. The Siletz Tribal Charitable Contributions Fund, once again, they provided a generous grant to purchase materials for the Pendleton stoles that you will see our graduates wearing. In addition, the grant covers food and printing costs. We appreciate their continued support to our Native students. The West Coast Boys, they are volunteering their time this evening and efforts this evening. The Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde Color Guard for presenting the flags. Also tonight, I have seen several people from our local tribal councils. If you are a tribal council member, please stand. We are honored to have each and every one of you here supporting our graduates. Thank you. We originally had 2 keynote speakers for this evening, but Bud Lane was able to be here tonight due to a serious family illness. I'd like to thank our remaining keynote speaker for taking time out of his busy schedules to honor us with a few words of wisdom. Matt Johnson is an enrolled member of the Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation of Walla Walla, Cayuse, and Nez Perce, as well as French, Irish, German, and Scandinavian heritage. Matt grew up on the Umatilla Reservation and graduated from Pendleton High School in 1995. Matt then attended Willamette University, graduating in 1999 with a Bachelor of Arts in History before completing law school at Lewis and Clark in Portland, 2004. Since graduating from law school, Matt has worked in Washington, D.C. as a tribal lobbyist and as a policy analyst for the Indian Health Services in Rockville, Maryland. In 2009, Matt and his family moved to Oregon from Washington, D.C. area and settled in Portland. Matt currently works as a contract attorney for the Umatilla tribe on hazardous waste cleanup and natural resource restoration projects. He has also been appointed as a judge for the Warm Springs and Umatilla tribes. In his free time, Matt enjoys spending time with his wife and 4-year-old daughter, as well as watching and playing sports including basketball, baseball, football, tennis, and soccer. His favorite team is the Portland Trail Blazers. Now we come to the main reason. What? Oh, gotta have myself.
Tatsla inem yuma inwa nikti was nimipu timki ka'au kinikt mamen. Inwa nikti was shayopo timki Matt Johnson. Well, good evening, everybody. I like to start off by introducing myself in Nez Perce language. Although I'm not a fluent speaker, I do have a name in the Nimipu language, and that's Ka'au Kinikt Mamen. That means Appaloosa from the dawn, or Appaloosa from the east. As you know, in English, my name is Matt Johnson, and I want to start off by thanking Shelby for the opportunity to speak before you today. This is a real honor, and I also want to congratulate the graduates and their families and friends and support systems. This is a major milestone in your lives as you end one phase and move into a new phase in your lives. So when Shelby invited me here tonight, she said that I could pretty much just talk about myself. So I said I can talk about me, so that's not a problem. So, but I can't talk about myself without talking about my parents and where I came from, which is the Pendleton area, the Umatilla Reservation. So that's really what I'm going to spend most of the time talking about. A little bit about my experiences in college and professionally, and some things I've learned, and maybe some tips for the graduates, which I think that's probably a fairly typical graduation speech technique, but I'll use some of that too. So yeah, my parents still live in Pendleton, Oregon. My mom is a non-Indian. She's a retired middle school English teacher. She was raised in Oregon, pretty middle-class background. Her dad, my maternal grandfather, was a school administrator, and he was actually a superintendent for the Pendleton School District for a time, so that's how they ended up in Pendleton. And my dad, William Johnson, is nearly full-blooded Cayuse, Walla Walla, Nez Perce Indian. He's got a little bit of French sprinkled in there too from the fur trade era. Actually, my paternal grandmother Nita Johnson, her maiden name was LaCourse, Nita LaCourse, and she was descended from Pierre LaCourse, who was a shipbuilder who came down the Columbia in the late 18-teens or early 1820s with the George Simpson expedition. So, you know, some things I'm going to talk about tonight also are, you know, my own mixed background and some identity issues that I had along with that. But one thing I've learned about my family from doing genealogical research is we were mixed a long time before, you know, I ever would have thought. It goes back quite a ways. So, unlike my mom, though, my dad was raised in a lot of poverty, and you know, he didn't have a lot of opportunities when he was growing up. My grandmother, or his dad, died when he was really young, and he didn't get to know him very well. And my grandma Nita, you know, she had kids really young, and was a really hard worker, and she did what she could to provide for her family. But a lot of times it was tough with, you know, with 4 pretty young kids around the same time, and her being pretty young herself. So my dad didn't really have a lot of opportunities, you know, when he was growing up, and yet today he's been the chief judge of the Umatilla Tribal Court for about 20 years, and you know, he was able to complete a bachelor's degree and a law school degree and get licensed as an attorney and go on to help found and develop the Umatilla Tribal Court. So, you know, he I think is a really good example of what is possible, you know, if you put your mind to things and don't let circumstances hold you back. So, like I mentioned, I grew up in the Pendleton area on the Umatilla Reservation. My parents still live in the same house where I grew up. It's on the reservation, but it's in kind of a, you know, it's in a neighborhood, rural agricultural neighborhood. It's not in the housing or the community where most of the Umatilla tribal members or people on the Umatilla Reservation live, in those housing developments. So, you know, growing up, now that I look back, you know, the location of my parents' house is kind of symbolic in a way. You know, it wasn't all the way it wasn't in the city of Pendleton. We were on the reservation, but we weren't really in the tribal community either. So we were kind of in between there, and that's the way I felt a lot of times. You know, when I was growing up, when I was with my white friends, I felt like the Indian kid, and then when I was with my Indian friends, then I felt like the white kid. So. You know, I struggled some growing up, and probably still do to a certain extent with some identity issues related to that. But you know, when I went to high school in Pendleton, I went to school in Pendleton City throughout my time there in school, and you know, I was pretty good in school. You know, it came fairly easy for me, but you know, I didn't like to show it. I didn't want to be, you know, a geek, or that was the term at the time. I don't know what you kids are saying nowadays, but you know, I wanted to, you know, kind of be cool and didn't want to stick out as the smart kid or whatever. But one thing that really allowed me to prove myself to some extent, or to gain some acceptance from both communities, was sports. And I played high school basketball and baseball for Pendleton High, and I played in Indian National baseball tournaments, you know, with community members from the tribe, and so, you know, that really helped me to gain some confidence in myself, and also, you know, feel accepted to some extent. So, you know, that was something that was really important to me. You know, a lot of the Native students in the Pendleton area felt marginalized in Pendleton. You know, they didn't felt that they could get fair treatment, so they would transfer, you know, to other local small schools, and you know, a lot of them had success doing that too. But you know, I stayed in Pendleton, and it was the largest school in the area, and you know, there was a few Indian students there, but you know, it was a small portion of the overall population of the school. So after I graduated high school, I went to Willamette University just up the street and got my bachelor's in history there with a minor in Spanish. And I had a lot of great experiences there, but one of the things that really made an impact on my life while I was at Willamette was studying abroad in Granada, Spain. And I spent about 7 months living in Granada. It's in the south of Spain, just across the Mediterranean Sea from Africa. So it's got a lot of African and Arabic influence. And that experience really blew my mind. I mean, I had never, prior to that time, traveled out of the United States or even out of the Western U.S., so that was something that really opened my eyes to different cultures and how different things could be in the world, but then it also made me see kind of how similar people are, no matter where you go. So there's a lot of differences, but there's a lot of similarities across cultural boundaries too, and that experience of studying abroad really helped me to see that. After I graduated from Willamette in 1999, I went on to law school myself at Lewis and Clark in Portland, and that was a real challenge. That was very hard academically, very stressful. But that degree, that advanced degree, is something that has really opened a lot of doors for me, professionally and personally, really. After I graduated from Lewis and Clark in 2004, my wife and I moved to Washington, D.C., and just having a chance to work over there and be on Capitol Hill and meet with senators and congressional representatives and be in hearings, and it was really amazing to be that close to the centers of power in the U.S. government, and it really helped me to see how important it is that Indian tribes and their members have representatives there. I mean, it's really important to have people there protecting our interests. So yeah, that's kind of how I got to this point. I worked in D.C. for about 5 years and then moved back here, and I'm living in Portland now and working for the Umatilla tribe. And some of the things I've learned for this time, or one of my favorite sayings, is everything happens for a reason. And I really take that to heart. And whether it's something good or bad or whatever it may be, you just have to deal with it and make the best out of your situation and move on. And sometimes the reason that something happens might not become apparent to you until a long time later, but you just have to try and do the best you can in whatever situation you're in. And I point back to my dad as the example of that. So. Also, another thing I've learned is that confidence is very important, and if you don't believe in yourself, then probably nobody else is going to either. The only person that can really stop you from doing what you want to do is you, and I truly believe that. So, and again, my dad was a good example of that. So, I just encourage you all to set goals, have a plan on how you're going to reach those goals and work hard towards those, and you can do pretty much whatever you want. So, so those were a couple of the lessons. The tips that I would like to pass on, one is, probably won't be a surprise, but if you're interested in sports or you like athletics, I would say keep playing as long as you can. And that's one of my big regrets in life, is that when I went to Willamette, I did not try out for the basketball team, and that's something, now I'll never know, if I could have made it. But so if you enjoy sports and you whatever it is, I just encourage you to keep playing as long as you can. It doesn't have to be college ball. It could be intramurals or recreational league or just going out and kicking the ball or hitting the ball, whatever it may be. But that will, obviously help keep you physically fit, and it'll help keep your mind sharp too. So it's really got a lot of benefits. The only thing I would mention is that if you are the only Indian on your team, there's a possibility you will end up with the nickname Chief. So just be prepared for that. So. Now the second tip, and this probably isn't going to come as a surprise either, but I hope you're all considering college, or that you're making plans for college already. But if you are, then I would encourage you to look at a study abroad program when the opportunity arises. And it doesn't have to be Spain. They're offered all over the world, and colleges have programs all over the place. So that's really only going to increase your understanding of other people and cultures, and also yourself. Taking yourself out of your typical context and putting yourself in another place will reveal some things about your own self too. So it's a really valuable experience from my life, and I would encourage all of you to look at something like that. So that's about all I have. I just want to conclude by saying, no matter who you are, what kind of background you're from, you can succeed in what you want to do as long as you put in the time and effort. And I think that's the main message that I want to drive home, and that's all I have. I just want to say congratulations one more time, and thank you, Katsiaya, for this opportunity. Congratulations.
Now we come to the main reason we are here, our graduates. Please stand for the honor song. Please be seated. I would like to ask Shelby Olson Rogers to come, Michael Cherry, Melissa Wisner, Wayne Schulich, and Donna Rodriguez to come forward at this time to present to the graduates.
Elena Balbaneda. She is from Elena is from McKay High School. She is the daughter of Daniel and Anna Balbaneda and the granddaughter of Kathy Balbaneda. Elena's tribal affiliation is Chippewa. During her high school years, she participated in Upward Bound and Avid clubs and took part in basketball and track. Elena plans on studying criminal justice and sociology at Western Oregon University. She would like to thank her family for being the support system for everything she does. Elena Balbaneda. Ruby Bennett is from West Salem High School. Ruby is the daughter of Zerlinda and Stephen Young and granddaughter of May and David Smith. Her tribal affiliation is Navajo. Ruby has volunteered for 3 years at the public library and is a regular blood donor. Ruby says, "Many friends and teachers have supported me during high school. Ruby has been accepted at Western Oregon University, where she will be studying to be a medical interpreter for the deaf. Ruby would like to thank her grandparents and parents because they are the ones who helped her through the rough times." Ruby Bennett. Adriana Bernard is from McNary High School. She is the daughter of Anna and Dean Carnes and the granddaughter of Vicki Bernard. Her tribal affiliation is the Saboba Band of Mission Indians. Adriana has been involved in leadership at McNary as well as cheerleading. She would like to acknowledge both Kaylee and Julia at McNary Connection Center as being a help during high school. Adriana plans to attend Oregon State University and get a double major in sports medicine and athletic training. Adriana would like to thank her mom and dad for their help in getting her through high school. Adriana Bernard. Carissa Bird is from Sprague High School. She is the daughter of Tammy Blaylock and Gordon Bird and granddaughter of Forrest Hynek. Carissa's tribal affiliations are Cherokee and Delaware. Her future plans are to become a cosmetologist. Carissa Bird. Jesse Bostwick is from Roberts High School. Jesse is the son of Renee and Larry Bostwick and grandson to Larry Bostwick Sr., Betty O'Malley and Perry and Sue White. His tribal affiliation is Siletz. Jesse would like to thank North Salem High School Marching Band for treating him like family, and to North Salem Theater for giving him a second home. Jesse plans to get a paramedic firefighter dual degree from Chemeketa Community College and become a firefighter. Jesse said, "I would like to thank my best friend, Emily Ransom, for all the time she helped me out and for getting me involved in marching band. I would also like to thank my fiance, Elizabeth Mayano, for pushing me and keeping me going even though I wanted to give up. Lastly, I want to thank the support of my tribe. Without them, this wouldn't have been possible. Jesse Bostwick." Isaiah Butron is from Roberts High School. He is the grandson of Elizabeth and David Butron. His tribal affiliation is Modoc, Klamath, and Kickapoo. Isaiah has done volunteer work with the Marion County Food Bank. He plans to attend Chemeketa Community College and see where his journey leads him from there. Isaiah would like to acknowledge his grandparents for being there for him. Isaiah Butron. Paige Cole is from Sprague High School. She is the daughter of Ulana and Clint Cole and the granddaughter of Marlon and Lorena Cole. Her tribal affiliation is Choctaw. Paige plans to attend Oregon State University or University of Oregon, where she will explore the various options available for majors. During high school, Paige was an Indian education summer school student worker. She would like to thank Tracy Kalar, who has been a mentor and a help through high school. Paige Cole. Dakota Daniels is also from Sprague High School. She is the daughter of David and Deanna Daniels. Dakota's tribal affiliation is Blackfeet. Dakota was involved in leadership and cheerleading in her sophomore and junior years and testified in the Indian mascot hearings at the state capitol. She would like to thank Mr. Nicole and C. Autumn Edmo for their help with her studies. Dakota plans to attend Willamette University and major in Spanish. Future plans also include getting her Master's of Arts in Teaching and being a part of the Peace Corps. Dakota would like to thank C. Autumn Edmo and Shelby Olson Rogers for their advocacy for Natives and Native education and what she gained from that. Dakota Daniels. Justin Fouts is from Roberts High School. He is the son of Steve and Sissy Fouts and the grandson of Patricia Fouts and Ed Clark. Justin's tribal affiliation is Cherokee. Justin would like to thank Denise at Roberts Annex for her help. Justin plans to attend Chemeketa and would like to become either a police officer or nurse. Justin Fouts. Gabrielle Hale is from Sprague High School. She is the daughter of Janie Raymer and Stefan Hale, and the granddaughter of Donald and Martha Hale and Wilma and Jean Raymer. Her tribal affiliation is Table Bluff Rancheria of Wiyot Indians. Gabrielle would like to acknowledge her mentor from Sprague, Robin, for the support and encouragement she gave. Gabrielle's plans include attending Chemeketa Community College, getting a business degree, and owning her own coffee shop. Gabrielle Hale. Caitlin Heskett is from McNary High School. She is the daughter of Melissa Heskett and granddaughter of Susie Smith. Caitlin's tribal affiliation is Cherokee. During high school, Caitlin has been involved in both women's choir and Vivavche choirs. She would like to thank Mr. Murray for his help and support in school. Caitlin is interested in a career in music and singing and also plans to look into trade school. Caitlin would like to thank her mom for pushing her through school and for her family support. Caitlin Heskett. Weston Kirkland is from Roberts High School. He is the son of Michelle Bradshaw and Valentino Plummer, and the grandson of Sharon and Dwayne Gaddy. His tribal affiliation is Siletz. Weston appreciated the help of Toby Abraham Ryan in finishing high school. Weston would like to thank Kevin Simmons from the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde Education Department for providing help and insights to move on from high school. Weston Kirkland. Rachel Hawk is from Roberts High School. She is the daughter of Frank and Pamela Hawk. Her tribal affiliation is Red Lake Chippewa. Rachel said that she has had support from many people during high school. She is enrolled at culinary school in Portland and hopes to someday own her own restaurant. Rachel Hawk. Joshua Lane is from Roberts High School. He is the son of Norman Lane and Bonnie Smith and the grandson of Pat Lane. His tribal affiliation is Siletz. Joshua plans on attending the police academy. He would like to thank his dad for helping him through school. Joshua Lane. Kayla Lane is from South High School. She is the daughter of David Lane and Amanda Arnold. Her tribal affiliation is Siletz. During high school, Kayla was part of the culinary team which won several awards. She plans to continue culinary training for her career path. Todd Wywick was a help to her while she was in school. Kayla would like to thank her grandmother, Patricia Lane, for watching her son so she could finish school. Kayla Lane. Kiana Lino is from West Salem High School. She is the daughter of Chris Leno and Michael Cherry, and granddaughter of Candy Robertson, Bob Leno, and Janelle Stuckey. Her tribal affiliation is Grand Ronde. Kiana would like to thank Miss Stanfield for being super helpful in high school. During high school, she was Queen Senior Miss for Grand Ronde. Kiana will be attending Chemeketa Community College and will explore a career path in working with kids in some capacity. Kiana would like to thank her family for always being there and supporting her. Kiana Leno. Naomi Marion is from South Salem High School. She is the daughter of Lane Marion and Amy Marsing, and the granddaughter of Donna Gallegos and Ray Montoya. Her tribal affiliation is Creek. During high school, Naomi has participated in bell ringing and cheerleading. She would like to acknowledge Miss Santana, her English teacher, as a help during high school. Naomi plans to attend Chemeketa Community College to complete basic courses and then transfer to Oregon State University for business. She will also pursue becoming a dog trainer for service dogs and canine units. Naomi wants to extend a special thanks to her family for supporting her in her high school years. Naomi Marion. Amy Miller is also from South Salem High School. She is the daughter of Dan and Anna Marie Miller and the granddaughter of Linda and Richard Wickline. Her tribal affiliation is Cherokee. Amy has received 3 varsity letters in volleyball, was Rotary Student of the Month, and made honor roll. Amy would like to acknowledge her leadership teacher, Miss August, for all her help throughout high school. Amy is currently deciding if she will attend Linfield College or Oregon State University and will pursue a career in the medical field. Amy would like to thank her parents for their support through high school. Amy Miller. Melissa Nell is from West Salem High School. She is the daughter of Todd and Lisa Nell and granddaughter of Johnny Lawrence and Jim and Betty Nell. Her tribal affiliation is Little Shell Chippewa. Melissa has been involved in Students for Change Club, Environmental Club, National Honor Society, track and cross country, and has volunteered as a tutor with Indian Education. Melissa plans on attending either University of Oregon or Oregon State University Honor College as she pursues the medical field. She would like to extend special thanks for her parents and their support. Melissa says, "I would like to also thank my little sister for always being there for me and supporting me." Melissa Nell. Danielle Pitsley is from McNary High School. She is the daughter of Kim and Eric Pitsley and granddaughter of Urbana Mannion. Her tribal affiliation is Burns Paiute. Danielle has been involved within the Salem Chamber of Commerce Leadership Program and the Kaiser Chamber of Commerce Board as a youth representative. She also has spent time in orchestra playing the viola and made 4th in state last year in competitions. She would like to acknowledge Miss Bello and Mr. Hanson, teachers at McNary, for their support and help. Danielle plans to attend Chemeketa Community College for 2 years and then transfer to Oregon State University to major in criminal justice. Danielle says, "My mom's family from Warm Springs have been an important part of my life." Danielle Pitsley. Ellen Reese is from Sprague High School. She is the daughter of Jill and Eric Reese and the granddaughter of Gary and Kay Sanders and Judy and Larry Reese. Her tribal affiliation is Siletz. Ellen has participated in the summer job program through Siletz. She would like to acknowledge teacher Sarah Buchholz for her help. Ellen plans to attend Portland State University and study psychology. Ellen Reese. Michael Rogers is from Roberts High School. She is the daughter of Shelby Olson Rogers and Ben Rogers, and the granddaughter of Dennis and Carol Olson and Aaron and Jackie Rogers. Her tribal affiliation is Cherokee. Michael is proud that she scored in the 99th percent ranking on her reading exam. Michael would like to thank Ron Paul, Toby Abraham Ryan, and her family for supporting her through high school. She plans on becoming a licensed clinical social worker. Michael would also like to extend a special recognition to her boyfriend Sam and her son Ryan, who inspired her to finish high school. Michael Rogers. Shekinah Rogers is from Roberts High School. She is the daughter of Shelby Olson Rogers and Ben Rogers, and granddaughter of Dennis and Carol Olson and Aaron and Jackie Rogers. Her tribal affiliation is Cherokee. Shekinah enjoys spending her time as a lifeguard and volunteering with the Indian Education Program. She would like to acknowledge Cheryl and Shelby for their help and encouragement through high school. Shekinah plans to attend Chemeketa Community College and explore different career paths. She would also like to thank Hal with Indian Education for his math help. Shekinah Rogers. Braylee Stone is from McKay High School. She is the daughter of Mary Lou Stone and the granddaughter of Phil Omina and Richard Stone. Her tribal affiliation is Ochapawas Cree and Blackfeet. Braylee would like to acknowledge Mr. Tavera as a help during high school. She was on the second team for All League Basketball during her sophomore and junior years in high school. Braylee would like to attend Whitman College and become an optometrist. She says, "I would like to thank my aunt and uncle for supporting me these past 4 years. I love you both, and I'm thankful to have you two in my life." Braylee Stone. Nathaniel Stone is from Sprague High School. He is the son of Cheryl and Jeffrey Stone and the grandson of Fred and Anita Raymond. Nate has been involved in the debate and speech teams and multiple choirs throughout high school. He would like to acknowledge Jeremy Wanick, Jennifer Johnson, Philip Nickel, Chris and his parents for their help. mentorship, and support through high school. Nate eventually would like to become a youth pastor. I thank my mentors for their support and leadership, Nate says. Nathaniel Stone. Rebecca Torres is from Early College High School. She is the daughter of Anna and Dolores Torres and the granddaughter of Mary Brown, Frank Ward, Jimmy Evanson, Marcelina Arredondo, and Raymond Torres. Her tribal affiliations are Santa Isabel Band of Dejano Indians and La Jolla Band of Luiseño Indians. In addition to earning her high school diploma, Rebecca is also graduating with an Associate of Arts degree from Chemeketa. She would like to thank Leticia Martinez, Rick Schrout, Cheryl Peck, and Hal Cooper for their help through high school. Rebecca plans on attending a university to get a bachelor's degree in dental hygiene. I would like to thank my parents for always supporting me and my little sisters for taking wrestling breaks so it was quiet for me to study, Rebecca says. Rebecca Torres. Serena Treichler is from McKay High School. She is the daughter of Gina Treichler and granddaughter of Pat and Jean Treichler. Her tribal affiliation is Midu. Throughout high school, Serena has volunteered for the Boys and Girls Clubs. She would like to acknowledge the art teacher, Mr. Haas, for his help through high school. Serena plans on attending Chemeketa Community College to explore the options in the corrections field. She would like to extend a special thanks to her brother for pushing her to her limits to get her through high school and achieve her goals. Serena Treichler. Samantha Valdez is from North Salem High School. She is the daughter of Samuel Valdez. Samantha's tribal affiliation is Navajo. Cheerleading and track are two programs that she enjoyed being a part of in high school. Samantha plans to start her college career at Chemeketa Community College and from there go on to pursue a career as a pediatrician. She would like to extend a thank you to her dad for helping her through high school. Samantha Valdez. Ava Van Pelt is from South Salem High School. She is the daughter of Misty Van Pelt and Half Moon Adams. Her tribal affiliations are Sioux, Umatilla, Silet, Maidu, and Miwok. Ava plans on attending the University of Oregon and exploring different majors. She would like to thank Johanna Claren from South for her help and support through high school. Ava extends a big thanks to her mom and friends for just being there for her. Ava Van Pelt. Birdie Vinyl is from Roberts High School. She is the daughter of Feliza Vinyl. Birdie's tribal affiliation is Paiute. She is currently planning to join the workforce. Birdie Vinyl. Red Star Vinyl is from Roberts High School. She is the daughter of Feliza Vinyl and Antonio Morales. Her tribal affiliation is Paiute. Red Star would like to thank her math teacher, Mr. Clark, for his help through high school. She plans on attending Chemeketa Community College to take her general classes and then continue with further study to become a mentor or counselor for kids in lockup. Red Star Vinyl. Katie Wright is from McNary High School. She is the daughter of Brent Wright and Jennifer Brooks and the granddaughter of Denny and Martha Wright and David Wright. Katie's tribal affiliation is Grand Ronde. She has been involved in cheerleading for the last 4 years, as well as swimming, track, and basketball. Katie would like to thank Mr. Murray for his help through school. She plans on attending college and is considering becoming an X-ray technician. She would like to thank her grandpa Denny and Grandpa Dave for having faith in her and supporting her. Katie also wants to thank her dad for attending every meet. Katie Wright. I proudly present to you Indian Education's graduating class of 2014. John George, will you please come forward? John will bless the food for our reception that is being held downstairs after the retirement of the flags. Please be sure to honor elders and allow them to be served first. And now, please stand for the blessing and retiring of the flags.
We thank you, Heavenly Father. We thank you for these young men and women. Like the food that we are about to receive, also that it nourish our minds and our spirits. And that we remember as we partake in these gifts of life that we are about to receive, that it give us the strength to go through our journeys, to help with our knowledge, that it give us strength to go through each day, to achieve what we set our minds to do. So we thank you for this and this gathering, these young people, as we hold them up in honor. We thank you for the elders, for the wisdom that they had poured into the lives of these young men and women. We thank you for the families, that each day they had a home, and for the food that they were given, that nourished those young minds and their spirits. So in that, we give thanks for this food and these young ones. And in your precious name, Lord, amen.
Please remain standing for the retirement of the flags.